Hey there, welcome back. Right now, I want to talk to you about how gang stalking changes your perception of media. And by your perception of media, I mean where whenever you're consuming either music or reading a book, listening to an audiobook, even watching a music video or just a regular video, you can gang stalking makes you feel like that person or whoever made the song, you can kind of identify with it in the way that you feel that it was made for you, um, as a gang stalking victim. So, for example, when I was watching this video by Charlotte Dobre, who's like a big YouTuber, she does reaction videos. There was a time where she was saying, "Oh, we all talk between each other, among us, and we talk to each other." And then she put like a video, a clip of someone with a television and an antenna as a head, and things that were happening in the video were things that I had gone through in gang stalking. So I was convinced that gang stalkers knew that I was watching Charlotte Dobre and that they spoke to her and that she made that video to mock me as a gang stalker, as a targeted individual. It was weird. But there's the thing. That's not true. It is a perception only. Gang stalking makes you feel like if things like that were actually made or were made by gang stalkers to mock you. In reality, even though it might be possible, but it is highly unlikely because I had the same sensation when I was watching the music video by La SketchUp, like a remix of Hacer. I felt like a lot of the parts of the video were made for me by gang stalkers. There was a song of Marilyn Manson, talking about the demon under your foot. And I immediately thought, I have sensations under my foot because of gang stalking. And I felt like that whole song was made for people who were getting gang stalked by Marilyn Manson. It was really uncanny. But also, when I was getting gang stalked and they were sensitizing me to the words big, small, hard, long, I was watching a video at work and my coworker, Caleb Osuna, was watching me watch the video to see if I would react to it, if I would stop the video, if I would react as if it clicked in. I didn't react purposefully, so I whenever that video was over and then I was watching the next video and then the guy speaking began to use the words, the words that where I had been conditioned to all day. He began making banging sounds when they said big, bam, and then he like made a loud bang. Small, hard, boom. Then he just like made, like, that is the conditioning. And I literally saw him with my own eyes, grabbing a freaking a binder, an auto parts catalog. Those books are thick, and I kept the video playing, but I just saw him slam, like almost like in desperation, that I wasn't reacting to to the to the trigger words, to the words that I had been conditioned to the whole freaking day. And even though I did feel the trigger, and I just knew, don't react, pretend like nothing is happening. So also, I couldn't listen to the song "The Creep" by Radiohead because I felt like I was a fucking creep. Even though gangstalkers are more creeps than I am, you know what I mean? Like by far, they're the ones creeping, literally. But I just felt like I was a creep. I couldn't listen to that song comfortably. And I remember there was a song called that, where it was like the title was "She's Homeless," you know, and I felt in my SoundCloud, and I felt like that song was made to mock me. So gangstalking does this to you, where you start connecting things that are not there, they don't exist. You feel, since you have the illusion that everyone is a gang stalker, and people that are far from you, you know, which is true to a certain extent. But the aftermath, well, not the aftermath, but the effect that gang stalking does is that it makes you feel that everything is connected. That the song by Barney Manson was made for you because he talks about the foot, the demon under your foot. Because I felt a fucking demon under my foot, quite literally. You know, I felt, that my head was broadcasting my thoughts, and watching Charlotte Dobry laugh, while maniacally, while she's putting an image of a person on a bicycle with a television for her head and two antennas, and and also, when you're homeless and then you just log into SoundCloud and then you see a song named titled "She's Homeless," whew, it's heavy. You feel like everything, the possibility that it's true still exists to this day. But I don't care anymore. And I haven't taken the time to actually go back to watch Charlotte Dobry's video to confirm or deny that she was just doing her job, and it was my mind that was creating all those connections. Also, I was listening to an audiobook, man, that I had listened many times, and I swear to God, it felt like I could connect. Like, I felt like gang stalkers knew that I would see the book completely different. And it's a book about manning up, about improving yourself. And I still felt that it was mocking me. That I couldn't improve myself. But the book was always like that. Nothing changed about the book. It was my perception of it. The song had been made a really long time ago, but my perception to it changed. And it's a psychological pain that you feel. I don't know how to explain it, but it just feels awful. I don't care anymore, because who cares? I have gotten to a point where I don't have time to give a shit about what people think about me. And if I catch myself giving a shit about it, I cut it off because I don't need to. It's harmful to me, and I have the capacity to stop caring about things, to stop thinking about it. I have because of gangstalking. I'm more aware of every single thought that I have, and if it's a thought that it's gonna lead me to something that I don't want to feel a certain way, I just cut it off. It feels like I'm ignoring it, and it also feels that I should think about it because it is my, how do you say, it is my reputation. But let me tell you, if you're getting gang stalked, your reputation is already fucked. And the only thing you can do is get rid of the people, not care about the people that have the bad reputation of you. And just know that there are billions of people in the world. And most of them have no idea who you are. Most of them don't know your reputation. So don't make the character assassination so catastrophic, because gang stalking thrives on that. It thrives on you believing that everyone knows everything about you. And even though everyone around you right now might know things about you that you would not want them to know, what are they going to do about it? How can they confirm it? They can't. Additionally, most people are going to believe anything. So, who gives a fuck? If you're getting gang stalked, you don't have time to give a shit about what people think about you. Your job is to put a period and be the best that you can be to prove everyone wrong. You have to prove yourself that you're better than this. That gang stalking is nothing. When you believe that it's nothing. When you have developed the skills, the strategies, the self-empowerment, the ability to think logically beyond your five senses. That is when you can overcome it. Gang stalking only has as much power as you allow it to have. If people are watching you, who fucking cares? If people know everything about you, who fucking cares? What are they gonna do about it? You're free to do whatever the fuck you want. If you wanna keep being a crackhead, be a fucking crackhead. It's your life in the end. But it is up to you to decide who you're gonna hang out with, who is gonna influence you, who has access to you. I am sober because I want to, because I have other goals. But if I didn't have any, and if I wanted to be keep being a drug addict, I would be just doing just that, and I would be using my strategies to get rid of the gang stalkers. I would never allow anymore to anyone push me around. But I have things to do. I don't want to be using drugs all the time. I'm going to use them here and there whenever I feel like it. it's it's it just is, you know. It's a thing that I do here and there, but here and there meaning once, twice a year. And that's it. I didn't realize that I was being manipulated into being a drug addict. It makes you question. It makes me question if my dad was actually manipulated into being a drug addict. But I mean, it was heroin, so I think that was it. The heroin for my dad. But anyways, yeah, gang stalking will make you perceive everything as being part of the gang stalking operation. And the possibility that it could be exists. And that is when you have to make a choice. Do you investigate further? Or do you move on? I feel that knowing that you have a choice of that is a relief. Because you have a choice. You don't think about it and move on with your life, or you dig more into it. And the truth is that as close as it might be to it being part of gang stalking, the truth is that because of how gang stalking is done, you are never gonna know for sure. So, am I gonna waste my time? Questioning something that I'm never gonna know the truth of? Or should I just move on with my life? And that's the truth. That I'm never gonna know for sure. Because no one is gonna tell me. And everyone is gonna deny it. So guess what? If it had nothing to do, even if they're telling the truth, they're gonna deny it. It's the same pattern. So just take into consideration that you're never gonna know. And be okay with it. Like, it's cool to know, but gang stalking thrives on you not knowing and questioning it. So, in the end, just know that you're never gonna know why. You're never gonna know if it's true or not. You can only be based on your observations. And no, not even that. Because even when everything points to that, to your observation being right, no one is gonna actively give you closure. No one is gonna confirm it to you. No one. And you have to be okay with that, because if you're looking for closure, you're never gonna get it. It's like narcissistic abuse. You're never gonna get closure. So you just have to get over the fact that you're never gonna know and move on, because that's the only thing that you can do. Even if you investigate, no one's gonna tell you, yeah, you're right, dude. That's exactly what happened. You know, the only people that are gonna tell you are other TIs. And if you can hardly trust your own judgment, do you think you can trust other people's judgment? The only thing that you can really, really take in is the results of what people tell you to do or not to do. If it makes your life better, that person is helping you. It's not a gang stalker. But if it makes things more difficult, more confusing, crazier, harder, if it makes you feel more negative emotions, it's probably a lie, a manipulation, or it's just not good for you. What is the benefit of knowing that direct energy weapons are real? One, no one is going to believe you. Two, it's going to make you feel worse. Three, you're going to be dug deeper into the whole gang stalking operation. If you believe that everything, that all the sensations are produced by your body, one, you have your freedom. Two, you're gonna feel confident that no one is in your mind, no one can fucking know what you're thinking, what you're imagining. You're gonna be free. Why are you gonna believe something that makes your life harder? Like, gang stalking is a mixture of truth and perception, and false perceptions. Because like right now, I know that I'm not getting followed 24/7, but I am being watched. I don't know to what extent I'm being watched, but I know that I'm being watched. But I rationalize about it. What are they gonna fucking do about it? Nothing. Additionally, I know that people know or think they know things about me. One, do I really want to know how much they know? Or two, do I just move on and not care because they're never going to tell me when the things are negative, because that's just how people are. They're never going to confirm if I'm getting gang stalked. But no one is. That's the truth. I know it exists though. I guess there's a point where you just can't deny the truth. But gang stalking just makes you perceive a lot of things as truth that aren't, such as people very carefully and attentively watching where my eyes are looking, so that whenever I look at a car's turn signal, they turn the blinker on. But I believed that for the longest. I felt like everyone was watching everything that I was doing. And they might have for a little bit. But what are you going to do about it? What am I going to do about it? There's nothing I can do. So I just ignore it. And use the perception that is going to help me move forward, which is think nothing of it. Ignore it and not think about it. And that philosophy has served me really well. Because even though I'm still getting gang stalked, I don't care. It's not, my day doesn't revolve about getting gang stalked. It revolves about me making these videos, working, playing Bayonetta, and take care of my mom. That's it. Anyways, well, I have to go now. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys.